Hey guys, so today I'm here to talk a bit about another way to heal, which is diet. It's probably, in my books, the most significant endeavor. Um, so let's get right to it. So people ask me all the time, like, is that all you're going to eat? And I say, yeah. So what do I eat? I'm a raw plant-based eater. Um, when I say raw plants, non-cooked plants, as fresh as can be. I am also known as a frugivore. A frugivore eats fruit, nuts, and seeds. That's the bulk of my diet is fruit. And a fruitarian is one that only eats fruit, that doesn't eat the nuts or seeds. So how did I get here? So let's back up. I'll go back to my childhood where I had really bad allergies growing up. I hated spring, flowers, blossoms, grass. I just was I couldn't tolerate them. I can remember suffering at night in my bed with the window closed from my room because I couldn't. I needed a break from all the pollen outside, and I used to get pills and I used to get shots in my arm, and the efficacy of that just it wasn't there. So I continued to suffer until I was an adult, and I remember going to a naturopath one year about my allergies, and he said, if you cut out wheat, dairy, and sugar, you're going to feel a lot better. And at first, I didn't quite believe him, and then I did some research and I learned that, yeah, wheat, dairy, and sugar are really hard on the body. So I suffered through one more season, and then the following spring, I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And it was really difficult for me because those food items were part of my living. I routinely ate pizza and pasta, and I loved my breads and so on. Um, so what did I experience? Well, I did it and I had no allergies. I could feel them at times. I could feel like they were almost there in the background, but they never really fully manifested. I could smell flowers again. And I remember the first time I stuck my nose into a flower, I think it was a rose or something, that one spring, and I thought, wow, this is like a miracle, like, wow. So I started to realize at that point that, yeah, what we put in our bodies is a super important decision. I happened to have a visit to the family doctor not too long after, and I was ecstatic and told him all about this. And he kind of chuckled and said, there's no evidence that suggests that that would do anything for you. And I thought, oh, okay, well, my doctor didn't have the answers. He just wanted to give me pills that didn't work. So from there, soon after, I started reducing my meat consumption. I think as a spiritual seeker, meditating and so on, I just started to feel like I didn't want to eat meat. And I can remember one evening cooking ground beef for my kids' dinner. I was making a pasta sauce or something. I remember just feeling sick, like I wanted to vomit. And I knew then that I couldn't do beef anymore. And eventually, all meat was literally taken off of my plate. Uh, the last stretch there, I had one of my dear spiritual advisors who encouraged me, Rob, just give up the turkey and chicken and be done with meat. And so I did that. And I became vegetarian for a while, and then not too long after that, I shifted to being a vegan, and I've been vegan for, I don't know, 7 years now. And I was fortunate enough to know that a lot of vegans are not healthy because they're still eating cooked and processed foods. I aimed to eat a lot of raw food. And the thing I noticed right away is that I wasn't getting sick anymore. It was a huge benefit to this way of eating, which was a challenge in today's society. Um, in the last 7 years, I've been sick once, and And I certainly didn't get as sick as most people did through the COVID years. Nothing, not a cold, not a flu. Um, so that was significant. I started realizing that, hey, there is really something to this. So, and now I just feel great as a raw plant-based eater, predominantly eating fruit. I'd say 90% of what I eat is fruit. Um, my clarity, my intuition, my sense of peace and contentment, all of it has really shifted for the positive. I can't say enough about it. My energy is huge. You may have noticed a waterfall in the background there. I zipped up there and down this morning, and in no time. I've never hiked as fast as I do now, and I'm in my early 50s. So this way of eating has really got me feeling wonderful and feeling as connected as ever. So, spiritually speaking, it does say in Genesis, the book of Genesis, that our food is to be all of the plants that bear seeds and all of the trees that bear fruit with seeds. And so ultimately, I am eating this Garden of Eden diet at this time. And I was helped along my way by a number of different healers. Dr. Gerson was somebody I'd learned about in my research, Gersen, a German scientist who was healing everything under the sun and was shocking the world. But the world wasn't ready for him, and at that time. There is a great film that chronicles his legacy known as The Beautiful Truth, The Beautiful Truth. The Gerson Clinic, they operate out of Mexico now, so people that have cancer can go down there. They put you on raw organic juice and allow the body to become alkaline. I'll talk about that a little more in a minute. Currently, I work with Dr. Morse, M-O-R-S-E. He's a naturopath out of Florida, U.S. He's a genius, and I get my detoxes from him. I will be this fall doing a 4-month fruit-only and herbal detox. So if you are dealing with any health issues, I really strongly encourage you to reach out to Dr. Morse and his people. So how does this impact positive change in the body temple? Like, what is this thing, what's happening when you eat fruit? Well, it really boils down to eating living foods as opposed to dead foods. Dead foods are acid forming and living foods are alkalizing. And so if you look at the pH scale, we go from acidity to alkalinity. When you eat living plants, fruit, for example, you are alkalizing the body. These foods are alkaline forming. Anything else, cooked foods, animal products, grains, all of that is acid forming. And cancer patients are all acidic. People with disease are acidic. So the idea is if you have an acidic inner environment, disease lives there. If you have an alkaline inner environment, you eliminate disease. So if you look at the pH scale, interestingly too, you'll see that the colors from acid move from like red and orange and then up to green and then blue and then purple. Where have we seen that flow of colors before? The chakras. So if you look at a picture of the chakras and the color emitted, you will see the same colors from your red to orange to green to blue up into the purples. I certainly believe that there is a correlation and a message there for us all. So those of you that are seeking the spiritual growth, my spiritual growth has really taken a massive shift upwards when I started eating light, living foods. What else did I want to say? I'm asked common questions from others. One being, well, isn't that too much sugar? What about all the sugar? Well, again, the sugars that I'm eating are natural. They are living sugars as opposed to dead sugars. So I would not drink juice in a grocery store because it's been pasteurized. It has to be living. Today, a lot of juice companies are pressurizing their juices. So if the expiry date on bottled juice is more than 2 or 3 days, I wouldn't touch it because to me it's an acid forming thing. Fruit, alkalizing. And people also ask me about protein. Where do I get my protein from? Well, the body makes protein. Whether you eat meat or not, your body makes protein. So when you eat a steak, the first thing your body has to do, which is an arduous task, is to break that meat down into amino acids. And it's a difficult task. Now, that hard step results in amino acids. Step 2, the body now takes those amino acids to synthesize a human form of protein. When I eat fruit, I am putting in fruit in my body, and fruit has the 2 things that we need, glucose and amino acids. So my body can now synthesize protein very simply from the amino acids that are available from the fruit. So, and people say, well, you know, I want to be big and muscular. I've never been looking so good. Like, I actually have muscle. All the shredded people I know in my community, they're fruitarians. They augment with avocado and coconut for fats and so on, but they look fantastic. I did lose 50 pounds. I used to have a bit of a beer belly. That's gone. I just feel great, energized, connected, and I really, really encourage this for anyone. You know, give it a try. Transition as you can, and don't be hard on yourself. This takes time. I've been at this for decades now, my food journey, and I'm so excited to have come across the opportunity to live a fuller life. I really plan to live to a ripe old age and grow spiritually over that time. So thanks for listening. Until next time, peace.